How's it going, guys? It's the AWR Recording Podcast, and we are back with another NFL predictions video. It's the young Rottweiler, Ethan Hamilton. And I'm 007.
Hey. I had to do it last week.
I'm 007 Gage Sutton. Again, we are joined by the one and only Nolan Phillips. We are very excited to have him back.
Obviously, it's been a hot minute.
Steelers Nation, let's ride.
Hey, we're going to have a lot to talk about, especially with the Steelers with Nolan. But Nolan, it's been a while, man. How have you been? How are you feeling about this NFL season so far?
Every quarterback's ass, except for Lamar. Unfortunately, he's in my division, but quarterback play is fucking dookie dog water. We thought Jared Goff was accurate. Motherfucker looks blind as a bat out there on Monday night. And I'm like, see, big time ghost. And I'm like, CJ Stroud, a young incoming rookie, 3 picks. Caleb Williams supposed to be accurate as hell. More interceptions. Baker Mayfield, the promised son in Tampa, Florida. Another white boy in November. I tell you what, we are rocking and rolling. White quarterback stock, it might be back. Controversial take. That's not the hot take.
Hey, white cornerbacks too. Cooper DeJean.
We're back. We are so back. But anyway, listen, it's an interesting year. The Kansas City Chiefs got some sort of devil magic. I'm sure we're going to get into that whole shit. They got some devil magic going. But other than that, it's like, are they even that good? Probably not, yes. But they're finding ways to win.
Yes, they are. Kansas
City they're good, but it's like, would you rather take last year's Chiefs or this year's Chiefs?
This year's Chiefs.
This year's Chiefs, honestly. Don't
get me wrong, their receiving core is somewhat better than last year's, and they're all hurt. Like, imagine if Hollywood and Rashee Rice was still on that team, they wouldn't be close to these games.
Bro, they're still missing Pacheco.
And they have the best defense in football. Like, they have I don't think people understand. They have for the past 3 seasons, they've had the best defense in football. Past 2 years.
Dude, that's with losing L'Jarius Sneed too. Like, this team just finds good players. I mean, the whole organization should be praised for this, bro, because the way that they're able to just rebuild the team year after year and do different things. Like, last year it was the defense. This year you do bring in some receivers, so Mahomes has a little more help. But you have special teams also making plays, man. Like we saw this week, and that's the mark of a truly, truly great team. I really don't see why people are hating on them so much. Like, I get it.
It's the same thing with what happened with New England. They're getting the same dark magic juju from the same well that New England had, and it's
like the 16. It's like the Warriors, like when they got KD. I mean, it's just watching a team keep winning, and it's not like you can't be like, oh, they're ass, I hate them. It's like they're playing winning football, which sucks if you're a Kansas City hater. But at the same time, when you get DeAndre Hopkins, who looked not even close to what DeAndre Hopkins was with Will Levis, and he comes in and he's already putting up numbers. You got Juju Smith-Schuster still on the bench who can still catch a pass every here once in a while.
Yeah.
They're finding ways to win.
Yeah, and like I said, when we break down some of our overreactions for the week, I wouldn't be surprised if one of us got the Chiefs in there. But let's start with our Week 10 NFL overreactions. Gage, I think we should let the guest go first. He got a lot to say to start the show off.
I agree, and I'm interested to hear what this hot take of his is, because he's
saying he was gassing in pre-production. Yeah. He was gassing in pre-production.
Yeah. Listen, I love Jaden Daniels. He's a leader. He's running that college football offense, whatever. But I sat back and I thought, lose to the Steelers. You got the Eagles coming up. Why not give Offensive Rookie of the Year to literally a guy who's putting up historical numbers, not only as a rookie, but also at the position? Give me Brock Bowers. I'm gonna put some money on that. The Commanders got a tough schedule coming up. And if they go pumpkin mode for the rest of the season and Brock is still consistent with a shitty quarterback, I'm not saying it's going to be like a landslide, but I could definitely still see him sneaking up into like the number 2 category, because I think it's Jaden's to lose at this point. Yeah. But I think Brock can certainly make a very good case to be Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, especially because that's not a bad take because he's especially considering how weak the skill set positions have been from this draft. Like we gassed up how good the receivers were, right? We had Marvin Harrison, we had Rome Odunze, we had all these guys that they haven't played bad. Like I wouldn't say Marvin has played bad. He just
I
played
think he's
okay.
played the best of the 3 receivers that were drafted.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's more so the team. Like Arizona run the ball like crazy. And so the only time Marvin really getting the ball is on deep shots here and there, like and deep post and crossing routes. So I'm not mad. Brock Bowers has been really, really good. I was worried about that pick for the Raiders because it's like I'm not the biggest fan of picking tight ends in the first round in general, as far as like when it comes to value, right? Because the Raiders have more issues than tight end, like going into this year. And yeah, they got rid of Devontae Adams and Brock Bowers is now the number one option. But they still don't really have a running back. They lost Josh Jacobs in free agency. They don't have a quarterback. The defense is meh. Like you could use more corner help.
Yeah.
So I just felt like there was another need in that. But Brock Bowers, that's not a bad pick for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it either because he is putting up historical numbers right now for a tight end in his rookie year. And I kind of already knew that he would when he came into the draft. He was just such a weapon. And I knew that whatever team got him was going to there was no way they were going to mess him up. He's just so gifted as a pass catcher that, it's evident. Like when you see him play with the Raiders, he has who's throwing him the ball, Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell. Like these aren't good quarterbacks, and he's still finding a way to make plays, get his yardage, keep his team in games as a tight end. Like Ethan is describing, not a very valuable position in the grand scheme of things, but hey, he's looked really good, man. I've been really impressed with the way he's played, and I'm not mad at that take. But I think, like you said, it's gonna have to take Jaden Daniels turning into a pumpkin. I don't see that happening personally. But I don't know, Ethan. How do you feel about that take about Jaden Daniels
becoming a pumpkin
the rest of the season? Yeah,
I
think he is the favorite right now, unless
yeah,
yeah.
Game against the Steelers, like he didn't play good at all, and Washington.
To be fair, that's one of the best defenses in the league. TJ was on his ass all night.
No, but even still, like Washington looked that good, and Philly's now gaining ground on them too in the division, and they have yet to play like. They have yet to play Philly, right? This week upcoming when we do our pick'em, it's gonna be a first game playing Philly. I don't know. Like I said, I think Jaden Daniels has had a good year so far. I think people need to relax because I've seen that generational rookie year title been thrown around a little bit, and I'm like, I don't know where y'all seeing that from Jaden. Like Jaden's been good, but God, like it's nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna turn into a pumpkin. It would take him turning into a pumpkin for them to give it to a tight end. Like if it was a receiver or a running back going nutty, then yeah, maybe. But a tight end, Jaden Daniels would have to be doing really bad. And even then, they might just be like on some, well, Caleb Williams has now called him. They got to be Caleb Williams as rookie of the year. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's just me. That's how I feel about it. They're not going to give it to Brock Bowers, but I think he's been definitely a deserving candidate.
Yeah.
And I find it hard to see the Commanders being that bad because I'm looking at their schedule right now. They have that tough game against Philly this week. Then after that, they play Tennessee and the Cowboys. So I think those are 2 easy dubs. But we'll go on to my overreaction because it kind of has a similar sentiment. I've been saying this for weeks, and I'm going to stick by it. Both of the quarterbacks that are not named Jordan Love in my division are pumpkins. Jared Goff and Sam Darnold are both pumpkins. And to different extents. Obviously, I think Sam Darnold just straight up stinks. I think he is a bad quarterback. This talk about him being the future quarterback for the Vikings, I don't buy it. I still don't buy it. And we're going to see it through the rest of the season. He did not play good against Jacksonville. And I don't know, man. I don't feel good about him. And then Jared Goff, 5 picks against the Texans, which the rest of the season he's been playing very good. But he went full Jared Goof in one of the biggest games of the week biggest games of the season.
And how they still won is a testament to how good the Lions are. Because I would have loved to have wished that my former team and my former quarterback could get away with. If Dak threw 5 interceptions in a game, they would have hung him for that big. They would have hung him from a fucking jumbotron. That's insane. He got away with that. 5 picks. That's more so. Honestly, for me, it was more so bad Texans. How you get 5 interceptions on a defense and CJ Stroud in that offense and Bobby Slowick and them boys in the second half couldn't do nothing. They couldn't do nothing, and that's with Detroit being out. Aiden Hutchinson for the year. Like, oof, I'm with you. My thing is, I think
Darius Smith out there either.
They did it, and they still were able to lock him down in the second half. I feel like I said, the Lions, they're gonna go as far as Jared Goff goes. Like, that can walk to the divisional round, especially this year in the NFC being so weak that it is. Like, you got San Fran, who still really ain't got out the starting blocks yet. Who I wouldn't say like got lucky, but they played a close game against a Bucs team that's fairly inconsistent. Dallas's season is tanked. Philly ain't really been like punched in the mouth yet, so I guess they'd be the only real other contenders for me, at least.
I think Nico Collins, to kind of go back, I think Nico Collins is a big factor about how CJ plays, especially because it's definitely shown in his stats that, I mean, he always has a Nico Collins bomb open just in case if he wants it there.
Yeah.
And then to prove your point, yeah, Sam Darnold's ass. Anybody that they put on the Vikings is going to do okay. Like, you could have put Jimmy G in that situation and they still would have had a hot start and fell apart. And then trying to think how you ended it. But yeah, I think it's going to be important to watch Philadelphia and how they finish the season, because in years past they've like flattened out and the tires have fallen off the car near the end of the season, regardless of if they make the playoffs. But if
you look at last year, they lost like 7 out of the last 8 and choked it to Dallas. Yeah.
So like if they stayed the same way, I don't think they'll make any noise. But if they ramp it up near the end of the season, then maybe Nick Sirianni's like smoking ayahuasca too, because.
Well, if you like, not even to gas, like if you look at them against Dallas, like the scoreline says they pummeled Dallas. We all watched that game. They didn't play that good. Like Dallas had opportunities that, like, if they had somewhat competent on offense, they could have had a legit shot in winning that game, especially through the first 3 quarters, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not mad at that hot take. Sam Darnold, we called it a couple of weeks back. He is turning back into a pumpkin, right? So that's why I'm not really too worried about the Vikings on offense.
Yeah, and to clarify, my Jared Goff being a pumpkin take, he is a pumpkin when it matters the most, is my point. He'll play very good. I think he's an average to top 15 quarterback.
I always say he's a B+ quarterback. He's a B+ quarterback.
That's so most of the time. But when you really need him, he turns into a pumpkin. And I hope
he had McVay and Ben Johnson. He's had McVay and Ben Johnson to this point.
Yeah, no. You got to think about all the way.
He hasn't thrown for. I don't think he's ever thrown for over 30. I might be wrong.
No, you forget that 1 year. You forget that 1 year with the Rams where him.
He's thrown for 40 once. Yeah. He's thrown for 40 touchdowns once, and like to be an A quarterback, I feel like you have to have that 40 passing touchdown season in your resume or in your back pocket, like you're about to do it.
Yeah. No, I get that. Well, I guess we got to hit him with my hot take of the year. And honestly, I don't know if it's a hot take because a lot of people actually genuinely believe this. And I wasn't a believer until like this year kind of has been like the passing of the torch for me when it comes to this. I think Justin Jefferson is officially the best wide receiver in football. I think Tyreek Hill held the mantle for a couple of years, right? But I watch what Justin Fields does week in, week out with just like mid quarterback play. Not Justin Fields. I watch what Justin Jefferson does week in, week out with mid quarterback play. And Tyreek this year having mid quarterback play in Tua and Skylar Thompson. He is like Tyreek's playing very, very pedestrian. And Justin Jefferson is showing his whole package. Pause. That was nuts. That was fucking nuts. That was fucking
whole package.
The whole package. That was fucking nuts.
Balls and dick. All
right. See.
Sorry.
No. But yeah, no. I think Justin Jefferson for me he's the best wide receiver in football, and that's not saying that there isn't other like guys in that like tier, right? But it's Justin Jefferson, and then like the top 5-6 guys below, like Tyreek, CD, Jamar Chase. I think those are the 4 or 5 guys that I think like that any given year can have a better year than Justin Jefferson. But I think like consistently with that mid-level quarterback play, like I said, these guys are going to show it to me this year. Like especially CD, like Dak can't play the rest of the year. You're going to have to deal with Cooper Kupp and maybe Trey Lance a couple games, right? And we saw how that goes. Even though he didn't play terrible against, he did drop that touchdown pass, but I blame that more so on AT&T Stadium having the sun directly back in the end zone more than anything. But yeah, no, Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver in football, and I think he's the best skill player in football.
I'd like to counter.
Now, who you got? Because it's for damn sure not Christian McCaffrey. It's for damn sure not him.
I'm looking at Jamar Chase, man.
That's what I was thinking too.
It's hard. It's hard to say that you wouldn't pick Jamar or Justin Jefferson because both of them are obviously amazing. But what Jamar Chase is doing right now is some crazy stuff. I know we're going to say like Joe Burrow is a big part of it. Obviously, he's got him and there's a huge connection there. But just watching Jamar burn defenders like he did against Baltimore just gave me that feeling of like, man, this guy might be the best player in the NFL. Like,
no, Jamar, like I said, he is very, very good. He's in that tier for me. Like I said, he's in that tier. I wouldn't say best in the game, but like best in the world tier with like I said, Tyreek, CD, those 3 or 4 guys. Like they're the ones. They're the ones. So I'm not mad with Jamar. My thing what separates him and Justin Jefferson is like, again, he gets away with Joe Burrow. And even though I hate on Joe Burrow for sure a lot, Joe Burrow is significantly better than all the quarterbacks that have played with Justin Jefferson. Right? Kirk Cousins has been good, but he's not Joe Burrow. Right. Mm-hmm. Also, there's certain nuances to it. I think he clears him as a route runner. I think in general, he has better hands. He can track the ball better than Jamar. Jamar, I think the one thing for sure is I think run after the catch, like he's top 2 in the world. It's him and CD run after the catch. Jamar's a home run every single time Jamar touches the ball over the middle, it's a home run. Like he's gonna take it to the crib. You saw it this week. Boy, what every time he turns out them Baltimore corners, boy.
Literally for him
it's bad,
line, bro. Like
that was some shit we do in Madden. That's some shit we do in NCAA Madden, yeah.
Until he meets Joey Porter Jr., of course.
Oh, brother.
Yeah. Oh, brother. Okay, you know what, Nolan? I guess this is your opportunity, bro. We'll talk about your Steelers. How are you feeling about the Steelers season so far? You've got Russell Wilson in for 3 games straight winning. How are we feeling? Are you enjoying the ride right now, Nolan?
You know, Steelers Nation, let's ride. Listen, I'm happy. We're actually scoring points for the first time in like 3 years, which is awesome to watch. But at the same point, this all circles back to the infamous, pick that me and Marcus literally fell to our knees as we realized how shitty of a pick it was when we signed Mitch Trubisky to a 2-year contract to be a bridge quarterback, and then we go out and get 2-hand glove Kenny Pickett shitty ass. So it set the franchise back 2 years, and then we move to get Justin Fields, and then we sign Russell Wilson to be the star. It's almost like we're making problems out of nothing.
Yeah.
Like I love that we're winning football games and we're scoring points, but at the same point, is it sustainable? No. Like Russell Wilson is not a young quarterback. Justin is, but he's probably gonna go get money from Oakland or whatever. And at the same point, if Russell Wilson, like all of a sudden, is a bad quarterback next season, we don't have a backup plan. Like we have a backup plan this season, and our roster is not as young as people think. Like we got George Pickens, Joey Porter, and TJ's already getting up to 30. I'm like, if this is the year that we're going to go for it, we might as well. But I don't see us even touching a divisional game.
I think it's more of the same. Y'all are probably going to get bounced in the first round. You're going to get a wild card. I think y'all do. Right? You'll keep Mike Tomlin's good old above 500 record. But I mean,
9-8.
9-8, right? But I'm with you. I do like I said, I'm pleasantly surprised. Russ has played very, very solid, better than he did the last 2 years with Denver, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's a large part because of George Pickens. Hey, I'm not the biggest George Pickens fan. I think George Pickens is all right.
I think he's the most athletic. Like being able to move his body and
body coordination.
Yeah, body coordination. I think he's number one. He's
a great deep threat, and I think why he fits so much more with Russ than he is with Justin Fields is Russ will throw that bitch. He said, "Fuck it." George Pickens is down there somewhere, and the connection those two have had, especially when it comes to like I wouldn't say necessarily back shoulder, but like over the shoulder balls over the sideline. That Justin Fields could not make those throws, or not necessarily. Justin Fields was not throwing those balls.
Yeah,
Russ
he wasn't
doing
as consistent
that.
With them.
Yeah, no, they're making a point of effort. Russ, we're going to stretch the field, and it's worked for y'all. It's like you're seeing and I wouldn't say you're seeing a noticeable shift from the way George Pickens and the Steelers offense is playing since the Dallas game. Whenever that was Justin Fields' last start, right, or was it the week after?
Yep. Thought he played one more, but regardless of the fact is that even just being able to be more imposing in the pass game, it's like Najee's opened up, Jaylen Warren's opened up, Pat Frymuth is getting a lot more like under routes, which is working out really well. We're playing really good football.
I was gonna say Mike Williams, man, y'all bring him in and he makes the big catch to basically win y'all the game. And we had talked about it last week where I was like, this is another weapon for Russ that fits what he does well, those moon balls. And it was awesome. Are you okay?
He bit my finger.
You got to guard with him. That's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, I put his torso up. But like I think it's funny that Mike Williams scored the same amount of points as the Jets did. That did make me feel really happy.
Yeah.
Mike Williams, like I said, you got to for that one. You got to put cheap, and if you can get any production out of him, especially with you having that supporting cast, then I take it because y'all desperately need somebody opposite of George Pickens that can give you anything.
Real question though. Have you tried a Danger Witch yet?
No, I honestly I've never even been to Pittsburgh. I really need to go.
That's sickening.
I really want to go. How's that sickening? The first
he's never been to Pittsburgh, and he's a Pittsburgh fan. Gage, come on. I've been to Kansas City at least. At least y'all can't take that from me.
I don't have any family up there. The first NFL game I ever watched, I picked the winning team of the Super Bowl, and we haven't won one since. So
yeah, that's the first time I lost the bet. That first time I lost the bet was that I went to school crying. Talking about damn.
She lost a lot of bets as a Cowboys fan.
Nah, I don't bet on them. I don't bet on them. I tell you what though, I bet on the Chiefs, and let's say I'm getting my money back slowly but surely. I'm getting my money that the university rewarded me. Don't let me on my life. I'll put it hand up right now to God. If the Chiefs go undefeated and win the Super Bowl, I'll never be a Cowboys fan again. I'll be a Chiefs fan the rest of my life. I'll tell you this right now. Undefeated and win the Super Bowl, I would Chiefs the rest of my lifetime.
You're jumping on the wagon at like the peak of the mountain.
Oh, I'm cooked. Oh, I'm cooked this week. And the Chiefs lose. Oh, I'm cooked because they almost lost last week. As I said,
I know, but literally by a field goal block.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, Ethan. Since we're in the overreactions, I honestly want to ask you this question: has this season changed your mind about being a Dallas Cowboys fan at all?
On my life, I am not active. I can't say what I want to say because the FBI and the CIA is. I would say what I was plotting, but I cannot say that because the FBI and CIA are watching this. So I'm gonna go with a more tame answer. I wouldn't say no, but I'm very much like last season. I know Gage won't ever believe this, but last season was the only season in my life where I legit thought they could do it. Only season in my life. I saw Dak played better, the best I've ever seen a Cowboys player ever.
Yeah.
CD was going nuclear. We had Micah, we had Bland, we finally made some moves in free agency. Stephon Gilmore was hooping, Brandon Cooks was competent, Jay Ferguson was there, Tony Pollard was giving us something. I said, boy, and especially the way they heated up after the bye and got teams like Philly the way they did. We stole the game against Detroit that we wasn't supposed to win, especially late. Mm-hmm. We won that shootout against Seattle. I was like, boy, we got the 2 seed. Like, we have a cakewalk to the NFC Championship. Not cakewalk, but like Green Bay at home, this is the worst they're supposed to be in so many years. And in the second round, you asking me, would I rather – I'm cool playing Detroit at home. Run it back with Detroit. We was going to smack them. And for them to lose the way they did, I was sickening. I was like, yeah, these boys is never winning like this in my life. I'm convinced. We're going to have to sacrifice somebody for me to get an NFC Championship game. And the old Cowboys legend is going to have to go bite the dust for us to get a chance at this thing. And so I would say I needed a break. I needed a break, bro, because I couldn't do it. And things I knew the Cowboys were finna be asked this year. Ask Gage. I knew they was gonna be asked this year. Like I didn't think they'd be.
They didn't do anything.
Well, it's not even that. I thought best case scenario they win. Like they're playing a division winner schedule, right? They didn't get better. They lost their running game. They have no weapons on the outside minus CD. Like, and I feel like there's now this psychological barrier. Like they still have not won a home game since losing to Green Bay. They still haven't won a home game, bro.
Yeah. Like what was the last one, like Christmas of last year?
Something like that.
Yeah.
That's when they won a home game, but there's like now a psychological barrier for them winning at home. And
so McCarthy and Eberflus have got to be like the hottest seats right now, right?
I don't necessarily. No, I think Doug Peterson got Mike McCarthy beat because at least Mike could be like, Dak's not here. And y'all didn't do nothing for me in free agency.
Well, McCarthy's going to go through the season, bro. He's not going to get fired halfway through the season. That's not the way Jerry Jones operates. Right. He's going to be out the door at the end.
And I love it. I want Mike to stay the whole year because the Cowboys players have obviously quit on Mike McCarthy, right? And it is what it is. But I don't want them to fire Mike McCarthy this season. You give like Mike Zimmer the head coach job for the rest of the year, and then they go on a fugazi 5-game winning streak, make the playoffs as a 7 seed, get bounced, and we get a shitty draft pick. No. I want us to tank. I want Dak is out the whole year. There's no excuses for us to win more than 5 games. No excuses. I want them to lose. I want to be a part of the T-Mac Travis Hunter sweepstakes. That's all I want. And I do not. I'm telling you this. I want to. Whatever head coach comes in next, more likely than not, it'll be Mike Vrabel or Bill Belichick. It's gonna be I wouldn't say a journeyman head coach. It's gonna be not a new head coach. It's not gonna be Ben. For me, if it was up to me, pay Ben Johnson however much money he wants. Pay Robert Saleh how much money he wants to coach a defense.
Mm-hmm. I like that idea.
I'm not that mad at Mike Vrabel, right? I'm not even that mad at Bill Belichick because who am I as a Cowboys fan to say no to the greatest coach of all time? Like, who am I? Like, do I think it's gonna work with Bill Belichick? No, I think Bill Belichick is very outdated in his thinking, unless he turns back the clock with what he does on the. I'm not worried about the Cowboys defense with Bill Belichick. Don't get shit twisted.
I also don't see him and Jerry coexisting. Like, I just don't see that happening.
Well, Jerry would have to give up the GM. The GM.
No, and I think but that's my thing is like that's the only way Jerry does it. And I wouldn't say necessarily he doesn't do it. I think that's the only person he would do it for is like seeing how bad this season was and seeing how the media turned on Jerry specifically. Like, this is the first time I've seen media members actively talking about Jerry Jones like the way they talk about him. Usually they put the blame all on Dak, right? This is the first scene where they're actively blaming Jerry Jones. You see Jerry cracking like in these post-game press conferences and these radio show appearances. So I can see him being like, you know what, screw it. Everybody wants me to give up control. Here's Bill Belichick. My whole thing is I don't know if Bill Belichick's the one I give the control with at this point in Bill Belichick's career. Because I don't want to talk shit. Nigga, that's fucking Bill. Like, who am I to say Bill can't do a job with the Cowboys? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time,
Jerry's gonna say no to his 24-year-old girlfriend.
See. Always gotta take shit too far. You know, to this day, that the video.
How is that too far? It's real life.
No, it is. But to this day, that video of Bill walking out that apartment with his shirt off in the morning is hilarious. It's so funny. I never related more to him than that video right there. I've never related more to him. But no, I think it's definitely gonna. I definitely think he might even give it to Mike Zimmer, like, or even a Marvin Lewis. Like, he's gonna give it to like best case scenario for Cowboys fans is Mike Vrabel because I do like Mike Vrabel, and I can see him being like
Lewis in the year 2025.
Be honest, do you guys think the Cowboys are gonna go give the job to a young head coach?
No,
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson's the only one I could see it happening.
Yes.
And they would never give it to Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson wants to get paid as much as Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan, like, in that 13 to 15 million, right? Keep in mind, Mike McCarthy gets paid $5 million a year. He's not doing that. It's gonna be like best case scenario. It's gonna be Mike Vrabel or like a Brian Flores. Even then, I don't see Jerry hiring a black head coach. Funny.
Diversity hires.
Yeah, but how big is this
about it?
Oh yeah.
He might actually.
He might. He said that's part of the interview process. Drop your pants.
Yeah. Everybody's listening. He was doing that at Oxnard. He was moving nuts.
Sorry, I only hire coaches with cocks bigger than 5 inches.
Ben Johnson, you're fired.
How you know that, Nolan? All right, well, let's move to
I can tell you this is that Young Hoku ain't gonna be a Dallas Cowboy.
Hey,
that's cool. I got
Jerry
the best. I have to skip that joke. You got to keep talking because they're gonna figure out what he meant.
I was gonna say Jerry should skip all of the interviews and just hire the guy who's willing to chop his own meat off to win a Super Bowl in Mike Vrabel. I think that just makes more sense.
But, yeah, I would take Mike Vrabel. Do I think it's gonna work with him? Probably not, but I'll take it.
All right. Well, as we finish that rambling about, I don't even know where we got lost there, but it's time for our Week 10 prediction, our records, Eve, before we get into our Week 11 predictions. So, for Week 10, you and me both went 8-5. And Ethan,
kept the status quo how the status quo was. I love it.
I'm still 8 games behind in the final standings, but Ethan, I gotta give you some props, man. You got the Thursday night game and the Sunday morning game correct.
Finally, because it's been like a month since I got a Thursday night football game right.
Really?
I've been smoking them.
That Jeff Bezos pack.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he been running me amok.
Yep, and then I fucked up on both those games. We both picked Chicago over New England, and we both picked the Rams over the Dolphins.
The Dolphins one made me the most mad. I didn't think the Rams were going to shit the bed, especially the offense like that, like how they did.
At all.
With both Puka and Cooper Kupp back still.
Yeah. No, that credit to the Miami, more so the Miami defense than anything. They held them in check.
Yep. And then the only other 2 games you got wrong, E, was you picked Washington over Pittsburgh and you picked the Buccaneers over San Francisco.
I was almost there, though. Keep it a stack. I was almost there. If Washington and the rest wasn't BSing, Washington would have won that game. If what's it called? If Tampa could just make us just one stop, all I needed was one stop. It's gonna win that game. So I'm not mad at me for those 2 being my outlier misses in comparison to you.
Yeah, and then the other game I missed was I picked Houston over Detroit, which
you did.
They should have won that game.
You almost had that too.
Rough.
Yeah, but it's been it was a weird Week 10. It's been a crazy NFL season so far. But Nolan, now that we got you here, man, we got you for these Week 11 predictions. So let's get right into them. We've got Thursday Night Football, the Washington Commanders visiting the Philadelphia Eagles. Nolan, as our guest of honor, you get to make the first pick.
Man, it's rough because I'm not trying to push an anti-Jaden Daniels conversation here, but if I'm going to stand on my Eagles are going to ramp it up near the end of the season. They're at home. Commanders had a rough week and a short week now. I'm gonna rock with the Eagles. I think
I'm a double it.
I think the maturity is going to show.
I'm gonna double it with you. If Jaden Daniels pulls his game off, I think it'll cement him as Rookie of the Year. Yeah. But I'm gonna lock it in with you. I got Philly.
I'm gonna go Washington. I think even though they're coming off that loss and it's a short week, I think they got enough juice on that team with Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin making plays for him. So defense has been playing better too. I don't know. I just have a feeling that they'll give the Eagles a little bit of a fight. And it's a Thursday night football game. They're always a little wonky. So I'll take the Commanders. But we'll move on now to our start of the Sunday morning window. We've got the LA Rams visiting the New England Patriots.
An option.
This white boy going nuts right now. You gonna be nuts. You gonna be pissed when you gotta edit this one. All right. So what game was it? Rams versus Patriots. I like the Patriots. How they played against the Bears last week, right? I think Ramondre Stevenson, Drake May's getting a little better. I hated the way the Rams play, but I think that just the talent gap between the 2 teams is going to show. Even though they're playing in New England, I like the Rams bouncing back. Give me the Rams.
I think I'm going to go with the Rams too.
Oof.
Did I say the right game, or were we talking about a completely different game?
No, it's Rams Patriots.
Okay,
no, Rams Patriots. I guess I'm the outlier on this one. I think Drake May is continuing to get better. And again, a home game for him. It's not cold yet, so he's not really bracing that weather.
Yeah.
I think he continues. I don't think it'll be a pretty game, but I still think he'll get better and they win that at home.
Bet that. What game you got next?
Next, we've got my Green Bay Packers visiting the Chicago Bears. I don't think I need to say anything besides Matt LaFleur is 10-0 against the Bears since he's been the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. So I'm going to take my boys.
I'm going to make sure that it is 11-0. I'm going to go to Packers too.
I'm also going with the Packers. You fire offensive coordinator the week before, you're just asking for trouble.
They fired Shane Waldron this week?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's good. Yeah. Give me the Packers.
Yeah, they're a shit show over there in Chicago. But we'll move on to our next 12 o'clock window. We've got the Baltimore Ravens visiting the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is one of the most exciting games of the week, I think.
I think it's the best 12 o'clock game. I think it's the best 12 o'clock game we got this week.
Yeah, it's one of the best ones of the season.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lead it off because I think this game has two possibilities. It's either gonna be a Ravens mollywop, just fucking wipe the floor fast, and it's over by fucking the second quarter, or the Steelers win in a dirty 2-point win game. Russ leads them on a field goal winning drive. Am I gonna be racist if I pick the Steelers?
No, because I might be with you on this. I might be convinced because that Ravens secondary is dookie. It's so dookie. Like, don't get me wrong,
Jamar Chase is awful.
Jamar Chase always be working out on them corners and them DBs back there. So I ain't even worried too much. But I do like that George Pickens and Russ connection, man. And don't get me wrong, Lamar had a shootout against the Bengals last week, right? Him and Derrick Henry hooping, more so Lamar. The Bengals defense fucking blows. Pittsburgh defense is not that bad.
Like, TJ is going to at least have one play where it's like, that just changed the game.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm leaning. I think the Steelers and Ravens always end up splitting the year, no matter how bad the Steelers are. I'm going to go to Steelers at home. I'm going to pick the Steelers over the Ravens.
I second that opinion.
I know, Gage. This your shot. Because this your shot right here.
It's almost the easiest pick of the. I mean, you could get one.
I'm gonna take the Ravens here, guys. I didn't pick the Ravens last week, and it bit me in the ass. The Bengals did play very close. I like the Steelers too. I like what they're putting out. I think it's an advantage for them to be at home. Mike Tomlin knows what he's up against. But the Ravens are so good, man. I just can't really say anything else about Lamar Jackson and the way Derrick Henry has been playing. They're just unstoppable. So I'll take the Ravens.
The Ravens? Bet that. What games we got next?
Next, we've got the Jacksonville Jaguars visiting the Detroit Lions. I think we all know where we're going here.
Give me the Lions.
Yep. The brand new Lions. Nolan, how are we feeling?
Who's the quarterback for the Jags? Is it Mac Jones or
Mac
Trevor?
Jones. It's Mac and
fuck it. All right, Lions. If it was Trevor, I might have entertained the notion.
Don't tell me you're on the Trevor Lawrence hype still, like Dylan. Dylan Dylan will not let this shit go. He needs to get off that train. He crashed like 3 times.
Listen, he plays for one of the most dysfunctional teams. It's the same shit that happened with Goff.
I think he's significantly better than Trevor Lawrence. He's significantly better.
I'm just saying Trevor could be in that category.
Gage, don't do that. Trevor Lawrence is not good. He ain't been good ever. He was good for 9 games last year.
He just won a playoff game.
Has he ever had a coach like Sean McVay or Ben Johnson either?
No. But what I be telling you, if my aunt had testicles,
he had Urban Meyer, who was sticking his hand down women's pants at bars, and.
But even still, but some of the shit Trevor Lawrence be doing, you can't put that shit. Like some of the bozo turnovers he has. Like, at what point do you guys are like, all right, Trevor, like, you can't just put that on the coaches. Like, especially
like I defended Carson Wentz for too long. I
think y'all defended Trevor Lawrence for too long too. Y'all gonna see this next head coach. Y'all gonna see this next head coach when it comes. Pause.
I don't think he's cooked, man. But
he's just not. He's not a.
He has never cooked ever. He's never cooked not a damn meal in his life.
He won a playoff game.
Yeah. to the Chargers. Boo-hoo. Chargers had one of the worst choke jobs ever. Boo-hoo.
We won't talk about the interceptions he threw too. But anyway, we can move on. I think we're all picking the Detroit Lions in this one. All right, Nolan, here is your unalive game. It's the Cleveland Browns visiting the New Orleans Saints. This is going to be a stinker. Saints win last week with their new head coach. I had a feeling, Ethan, that
we got that game wrong too, right?
Yeah, we did get that game wrong. So actually, I'm mistaken. We are 8-6. That was one of the games I missed, I guess. But yeah, it was just kind of a weird Saints win. I don't really know how they pulled it off, and I don't know if they're going to do it against the Browns. Nolan, I'm sure you pay more attention to the Browns. They're your division rival. What do you think?
Man, like, I love Jameis Winston. Unfortunately, I do like Myles Garrett. He went to Texas A&M. But I don't really care about this game. I'm just going to say the Saints. I feel like it's more of a coin toss than anything. I'm just going to go with the Saints. I feel like they can – at home, I'll give them a slight edge, and Derek Carr is better than Jameis Winston. That's my thought process.
I feel you. I'm stuck between a stoppable force and a movable object right now, right? The Browns stink. So do the Saints. The Saints, even though respectfully they're at home, the defense is good. They already got their new head coach win already, like right off the bounce. Because usually that's what happens. You fire your head coach, you win the first game back with the interim because everybody's up to play. I don't know if they can do that twice, but if there's any team they could do it twice against, it's the shitty Cleveland Browns. My thing is, I just don't know. I don't really trust Spencer Rattler at quarterback. Same thing with Derek Carr. Whoever's playing, I'm gonna go to Browns this week. Even though I could easily see them losing. Easily, I could see them losing.
Yeah, this is like Nolan said. It's gonna be a coin toss. I think both of these teams stink, and yeah, I'll take the Browns though. I think Myles Garrett has enough of an impact, and bold take that that Derek Carr is better than Jameis. I mean, I don't know. I think
it's nickels and dimes at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're pretty comparable, I guess. All right, we got our next 12 o'clock game. It's the Indianapolis Colts visiting the New York Jets. Jets lose another heartbreaker last week.
Aaron Rodgers, you're on my – hold on. I need to interrupt you real quick. Aaron Rodgers, you're on my fucking hit list. I needed you this week in fantasy. I'm thinking, Aaron Rodgers, you're on a torment in my life. The least you can give me is a generational fantasy game, and I needed it. I needed a 30 ball. I said, please – Aaron Rodgers, please. I know you're anti-vaxxer. I'll be anti-vax too. Just give me this 30-point win, and all my life, I'm with you. I'm with you on everything. And for him to play that shitty against the Cardinals, like they played horrendous. I can't forgive him for that. And I'm leading with hate this week. Even the fucking Colts. This is a free gimme for you, Gage, because the Jets are gonna win this game. But fuck Aaron Rodgers. He cost me last week. So I'm going to cost him this week. I'm going to will it. The Indianapolis Colts are going to win on the road against the Jets. Fuck Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, man. I said it last week, and I was like, the Jets have bit me in the ass too many times picking for them.
Do it again. Run it back.
I'm going to take the Jets, man. I'm going to take the Jets beating the Colts. I feel really bad about this too. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I think there really wasn't anything redeemable about the Arizona game. I was gonna say that they played okay, but no, they were getting trashed defensively and offensively. They couldn't score a touchdown to save their lives. So, I don't know. Hopefully they can do something against the Colts, because if not, their season is really, really dead after that, because you're already at 3-7. You're gonna have to literally
9-8.
Exactly, and that was barely good enough to get you into the playoffs last year. It's not gonna get you into the playoffs this year. So I'm still gonna go with the Jets. I think Aaron Rodgers is still on his hope ayahuasca trip. Yeah, I'll take the Jets.
I think this is going to be the game that the media is going to blow up. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have a performance like he did 2 weeks ago. I think he's going to throw for multiple touchdowns, and everyone's going to be like, oh, they still have a chance, when realistically they don't. I'm picking the Jets, and I honestly think it's going to be a blowout, and everybody's going to overreact and say they still have a chance. They're only 4-7, but at the same time, then they're going to go stink it up the next week. I think this is the bounce back win that they need, but
is it a bounce back win if it's not going to lead to nothing? Like, it's not going to lead to absolutely nothing. All right, what else? I think we got like one more 12 o'clock game left.
Yep, it's the last 12 o'clock game of the window.
The Raiders.
We got two.
Oh,
Titans, Vikings.
Oh yeah, missed
Raiders,
that one.
Dolphins.
Okay, yeah, we'll go Vikings Titans first. How do we feel about that one?
Give me the Vikings. Titans stink. Even though Sam Darnold's turned into a pumpkin, give me the Vikings.
Gage is going Will Levis.
If you want to give me this game back for the Jets game, then please do that. Please pick the Titans. Stand by your boy.
I was a Will Levis. I have always been a Will Levis defender. It is getting really, really hard this year. Pause. But like, do I want to do it again? Do I want to bet on him?
Do it. Give me a free game, please.
You know what? That's my hater pick of the week. I know all my hater picks of the week are against my NFC division rivals, but fuck it. Minnesota, you're going down to Will Levis, and you're going to get memed on.
That's a free game. I needed that one. Appreciate that, partner. I needed that game back for that Jets one.
This one I'm going to be taking a nap during, so give me the Vikings.
A bit bad. Me too. I'm not watching this game. All right, last game we got Raiders at Dolphins. Last 12 o'clock game. What y'all boys got?
Dolphins.
Pretty okay, easily. Cool. Yeah. I'm glad that we're all in agreement. It wasn't really. I tried to make it. What's it called? Mystifying and intense. Nah, Dolphins.
Nah, it's okay. Dolphins.
All
right. Ethan, do you want to do the 3 o'clock games?
Yeah, I got you. Oof. We got San Fran versus the Niners.
Wait, what?
They're beating themselves.
Pardon me. Seattle at the Niners. I saw that S and I phoned on the rest of the word. Yeah, we got Seahawks at the Niners. Who y'all boys got?
I'm going Niners. Christian McCaffrey's back. He's producing for him. I think the Seahawks are a lot worse than what their record says.
I'm starting to get to that point with you. I don't know. They haven't really moved me at all this season. Gino looked good to start the season, but he's kind of, nosediving very quickly. Also, he can't ever seem to beat San Fran or get close for that matter. Give me San Fran.
And JSN's good too. I'll say that JSN is.
Don't get me wrong. DK's out, so I get like why they're moving the way they are, but still, give me.
He's questionable for this game.
Well, you know how we are with injuries, right? We got Cox Sources. We say guys go play every week, and he don't play for like 3 weeks. So
hey, we were right about McCaffrey last week. So
we were.
Hey, we do have some legitness to the show. All right. I'm going to take the 49ers too. I think this is a layup. The Seahawks have just been so up and down this year. They started off the season really good against bad teams, and then since then have just kind of fumbled their way through the season. I don't think it's going to get any easier, and the Niners are starting to get healthy, get in the groove. So, yeah, I'll take the Niners here.
Not a bad pick. All right, next 3 o'clock game, we have the we got Falcons at the Broncos. Both teams heartbreaking losses this week. One to the New Orleans Saints, one to the Voodoo Magic Kansas City Chiefs. That's gonna be a hard game for me because the Broncos have been playing better. The defense is really, really good. They're 5-5. Atlanta, I'm pretty sure they're furious the way they lost to the Saints last week. I'm gonna go to Broncos. I think Bo Nix has been playing better each week. That offense is still, even though Darnell Mooney has been hoping for the Falcons, I think I'm gonna go with the Broncos on that defense.
I feel good about Denver here too.
Oof. I guess I'll be the upset. I'm going Falcons. I think they definitely need a win. I think it'll be a win that's like a lot of people are talking about. Like they go to Denver, who's a tough out, and the Falcons pretty convincingly take that favorite to win the NFC South. That's my pick.
I'm interested to see how the Falcons come back, man, because that was a brutal loss to a Saints team that had no business being in that game with them. Even though it's a division game, I get it, but I just have a hard time seeing the Falcons doing anything against the Broncos defense. But move on to our 325 game, because this is, I think, our other game of the week.
Yeah. And that game is going to be. I'm trying to build suspense for these. It's going to be the Chiefs at the Bills. The Chiefs on the way to their undefeated streak. Like I said, they're 10-0. They balling. I think this is going to be one of their hardest games left on the schedule. This one and their Steelers game for me. On the road. I hate picking against my Chiefs, and I'm not going to fucking do it. Chiefs Nation. I'm picking y'all.
All right.
Yeah, I really do think the Bills win. And I'm not trying to do anything right my both out of my mouth. I really think the Bills win. I want to see Kansas City get punched in the mouth.
But you're taking Kansas City?
Yeah, I can't read against my boys.
All right. Well, I'm going to take the Bills. I think they hand the Chiefs their first loss in a year. Josh Allen's been playing really inspired football. Now that they got Amari Cooper in there, it spreads the run game out, get more receivers involved. I like what the Bills are doing, man. And defensively, they're looking a lot better.
Man, if you think Patrick Mahomes circled a game on his calendar, which one do you think he's circling? Other than the Super Bowl, it's the Buffalo Bills. Yeah. I think the Chiefs are going to win. However, I think it's going to be close just for narrative's sake. The Bills are always going to be on the Chiefs' tail. I think it'll be close, but I think Kansas City will win on, let's see, a defensive 1-point safety, because we haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah,
that'd be hilarious.
It would. Because the Bills always find a way to choke against the Chiefs. But all right, we got Sunday Night Football. Bengals at Chargers. Kind of anticlimactic. I think the Bengals offense has been heating up like crazy. Joe Burrow's been balling. Jamar's been balling. Chargers, yeah. Justin Herbert's been playing, behind Greg Roman. J.K. Dobbins and that run game is very inconsistent. I'm going to go to Bengals. Sunday Night Football.
Oh, that one's tough, dude. I think you're sleeping on how big this game could be, because I think these are teams that both need wins. The Chargers are in the tough AFC. So are the Bengals. The Bengals are trying to get that 7th spot. The Chargers are also in the hunt for it. This could really be a game that determines which one of these teams gets into the playoffs. I like the way the Chargers have been playing, man. Harbaugh has really gotten them to play some inspired football on both sides. Like, even though Justin Herbert isn't doing the crazy Justin Herbert shit that we saw the last couple of years, he's still making plays. He's getting them to win games. And I'm going to have a hard time picking against Cincinnati just because of how bad they need this win. They need it more than the Chargers do, I think. And hey, Jamar and Joe Burrow, they're going to have to repeat what they did against Baltimore if they even want to have a chance, I think.
I think so too, but not really. So I'm not really sold on it. I'm really not sold on that Chargers defense, dog.
So both y'all already had one of these games. This is gonna be my hatred game. Fuck the Bengals. Joe Burrow is gonna throw for 4 touchdowns and lose this game. Time of possession. Jim Harbaugh, run that damn ball.
Don't spread hate, not love, chat. Spread hate, not love.
Oh, brother.
Fuck the Bengals.
All right, now before the season started, if you would have told me Cowboys, Texans, and Arlington, I would be surprised to say that like we wouldn't all be at this game. I feel like this is a game that we all should have been there if the Cowboys held up their end of the bargain and was a competent NFL team. I feel like all of us in the group chat would be at this game. I'm gonna end up watching it because it's gonna be down here, but I'm not picking against the boys. The Cowboys below, and I don't even think the Texans are that good this year. A lot of it has to do with the injuries on the offensive line and Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs not being able to play this year. I'm going with Texans.
I'm going Texans too. I think they're getting Nico back this week, so I feel good about that. And like you said, the Cowboys stink. We spent a lot of time talking about it. So
they got Bland. Dallas got Bland coming back this week though, and I like the way that. Is it a hot take to say that I think that has Overshawn cemented himself as like the second best player on that defense? Is he better than Diggs and Bland? I don't want to say it yet, but Overshawn is really, really good. Like, really good. I just feel like he'll look a lot better once, like, the supporting cast, and he'll be able to be, like, a heat-seeking missile that I think he can be. But that's just me. I'm very big
He's
on
definitely
Overshawn.
Been playing better. I've definitely been getting more just impact from him when I see him on the field. So
I'm also going Texans, by the way. I'm going Texans.
Yeah, we kind of figured.
No, actually, you know what? Out of spite,
now because I doubted you.
Yeah. Out of spite, I think Cooper Rush.
I still don't understand this concept. But Trey Lance got to be the worst NFL quarterback of all time. For him to not get no burn.
Kenny Pickett exists.
Instead, no, bro. Even Kenny Pickett would have got burned over Cooper Rush. The fact that
Johnny Manziel,
Trey Lance can't get no burn. That the Cowboys season is cooked. The Cowboys have no reason not to play Trey Lance. He's in a contract year.
I think you forgot something. We said it earlier in the show. You said Jerry Jones wasn't going to play a black quarterback.
Well, he started the last 9 years. What are we doing here? No, but I just don't understand it with Trey Lance. Like, dog, he's in a contract year. You traded a 4th round pick for him, a 3rd or 4th round pick for him. You got to get something in return with him, right? Why not play him the rest of this year? Let him get somewhat of an increase in his value. And then from there, flip him. Sign him to a 2-year deal real cheap and flip him. But they're not going to play him at all. And I don't know. Cooper Rush played so bad against Philly. So bad. Like, at this point, Trey Lance got to be the worst quarterback of all time.
I want to see what he can do, though. I don't know why they wouldn't play him. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
They don't have nothing to lose. They don't have nothing. If he's bad, it's better for the Cowboys. It's better. You're throwing games, and I'm cool with that. Like, I just don't get it. Man.
Yeah, it's all in right there. That's that all-in mentality that I've heard a lot about.
That's the life of a Cowboys fan. Good thing you don't live that life anymore, right?
Not at all. I'm living. It feels good to be in the sunlight now, in the pastures in Kansas City, making snow angels in the grass. It feels good, man. But that's
look at us, man. All of us are happy with our teams.
Yeah.
Hope y'all are happy with this podcast.
Yeah, we had a great episode, Nolan. Finally got Nolan on, or after a little over a year. So you guys know what you got to do. You got to like, subscribe, support, and in the comments, make sure to follow us on YouTube. Or subscribe to us at YouTube. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok. We're constantly posting there. Right, Nolan? Hit the bell. Hit all the buttons at the bottom. All right. Enough.
Sit down.
I thought he was gonna moon us. This has been another
episode. Black my screen hat.
Of NFL Picks by AWR Recording. Appreciate you joining, Nolan.
Thank you, boys. I appreciate y'all. I miss y'all. Thank you for having me on at midnight. I gotta wait for 5 hours.
Yeah, we love our teachers, man.
Hey, I play dodgeball for a living, baby.
Well, thank you guys for watching.
Love you, brother.